How are some people, especially scientists, able to know so much about the ancient past that they have never lived in? Every time I look at works of presentations of these scientists, all I see is a piece of lifeless bones skillfully stacked together to form what looks like an animal. Then they turn their heads towards you. They look at you straight into the eyes, saying, "This creature once lived long ago, now it's dead." They have given them names. Its bones were carefully recovered from a quarry site, now reconstructed to make it appear as close as possible to what it was before it perished. The visitor then says, "A very wonderful piece of art. I see. I congratulate you for your hard work. You have labored intensively to make this thing a magnificent tourist attraction. But there is one thing you forgot to do. One last modeling procedure before I am completely convinced. Use your scientific knowledge to make it live again. How would I know that these are real bones and not whitewashed wood carvings? They could be some molten cave rocks. There are specimens where artisans placed flesh and skin with all its color patterns engraved on them. Breathe life into it so that I would believe you. How would we know they are real bones and not a pair of logs and twigs put together by a clever artist? Only if you make them live shall I believe you." None of these men has lived long enough to see a century pass, let alone a millennia. How long exactly is a trillion years? There is no such thing as a trillion when it comes to years. Only 10, 100, and 1,000 years is the only logical timescale for humans to think about. The more I listen to these fellows, the more I relate their stories to fairy tales, just like the ones my grandmother taught me when I was young. They are nothing more but crazy children's stories, fairy tales designed to confuse me. He has not lived to see 50, yet he claims he knows how long a trillion years is. Archaeology created many jobs. The fear they have is that if they credit all this work to a creator, then it will summarize all their lifetime's worth of work. People will no longer listen to their teachings, and they will lose their incomes, their jobs. Science will no longer have value or meaning if everything can be made by a single creator. Deep inside their minds, each one of them knows the truth. It's just that they won't openly speak about it. 5,000 trillion years? Wow, how exactly long is that? You are not even 100 years old, unless you created yourself. You found the world here. It's absurd you claim to know something that was already here long before you were born. You don't even know where you were before you came here. If a housefly lives only for 6.5 days, how can it know the length of months and years like that of a human? After they have stated their evidences, they give off lame claims that their ancestors died with that knowledge a long time ago, and therefore have no way to prove anything any further. These scientists, they are so smartly outspoken, such that when you listen to their sermons, you are left in great amazement. When you listen to their discussions, you might be led to think they were there when the world was made. They could certainly claim they watched the birth of Mother Earth. "How do you know the age of planet Earth?" they are asked. They answer, "We smelled and tasted the rocks of the caves. This gives us enough clues how old she is. Just the way you taste your vegetables. When they are stale, you know they have been on the shelves for too long. But when they look turgid and smell fresh, you know at once they are recently from the fields."